All right, welcome back, Atypical Intellects. Been on a small hiatus lately.
Well, it's less of a hiatus and more of just we had so much going on in our professional lives.
Yeah, it's been hard to bring everybody together.
Yeah.
So we finally did it.
We're dead in the middle of whiskey season, so everybody's busy.
Prime. So yeah, we've been a few weeks, I think, before, at least 3 weeks, been before Halloween. Paco was the last one.
Yeah.
So if anybody's tuning in for the first time, please go back, check out some episodes. YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Facebook, they're everywhere. Paco was a great last episode, man. That was good.
Yeah.
Way better than the first time we tried it.
Right.
that didn't go too well, and it went a lot better. But,
if we didn't have Mark, we would, I don't know how that would have turned out.
No, yeah, it would have never stayed together.
No.
So thank you, Mark. So welcome back. What's up in the world, man? We both got so much going on, and that's why it's been so hard to kind of bring it together and try to keep things going on a consistent, I guess, like a weekly basis that we've been trying. That was our goal,
right?
And it's still our goal. We're going to still try to do one episode a week minimum, and we just got to get back on track. So
for sure,
here we are.
I mean, it's good because we've had that little break, so now there's definitely a lot to talk about, catch up on. I mean, just professional things going on, tons of sports world things going on. There's a lot we can talk about, and we got your buddy. We're gonna phone in. That'll be fun. That'll be chit chatting with him.
Yeah, if we make it to, and if we don't, we'll skip. And he's got
Does he know
Kansas City's shit too these days.
Does he know we're a little bit wild when it comes to?
Yeah, he's caught up a little bit, and he can be in his own right. But I know he said he was a little under the weather today. So hopefully he's not.
He's laying the foundation for an excuse
already. So hopefully he's on his A game because he's usually hilarious.
He better be because if he's a Kansas City, I take NFL more seriously than college. So him being a Chiefs fan and me being a Broncos fan, it's gonna get.
Oh, you guys know each other very well.
What?
In the NFL world.
Oh.
Chiefs and the Broncos. Not you guys.
Twice a year, yeah.
So, they stay there. I mean, they're at all the big games. He's literally been to, and we'll talk about it when we call him on, but he's been to, 25 Super Bowls in a row. Him and his uncle, and they go, and, they do a whole, thing there, and tickets, and know a lot, have a lot of
That'd
network.
Be cool getting to know him.
Yeah.
Try to get him out here to Colorado, and he can see the whiskey scene out here.
I know, right? Yeah, I've been begging him to come out here for years. I've known Brandon for since almost 10 years now. So I've been trying to get him out here, but yeah, we'll get him on. He gave me a little. He wants to go by a certain name and all this other stuff. We got him hooked up, so we'll call him in. I'll have to go back and see what it is.
Yeah, this will be a fun one. We get to kind of just keep our hair down and not have to stick too much to a script. Just kind of update on our lives and and this might be our last recorded because Mark's got some cool stuff in the works for us. We might start doing live and having a lot of fun with that. It just trying to stay hip. So
that's gonna
Mark and all the fancy stuff. He's
we're gonna do these live, which is dangerous.
I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Like at the pre-shoot meeting at Hefe's, I was like, we got to make sure we keep it together if we go live because there is no bringing it back. Mark's like, we got a 2-second delay. I can't throw a football fast enough to hit the camera over.
And knock it.
There's the whiskey element. There's the Cody element.
Right.
So many ways it can go wrong.
Highly unpredictable.
There's got to be a device that's like the networks use where it's like a delay box. Or it's
not humane to put muzzles on people.
You know what? All right,
they don't do that anymore.
Now we're getting into Second Amendment.
Come on.
God.
That's what podcasters are for. They don't have to listen.
You're right.
True.
You are absolutely right.
It's their choice to tune in.
I am excited though because the way we all three interact on the show, I think it's really good for live. I think we've just gotten comfortable kind of with the editing thing. But I think live's going to be good for us because we can also, like we've talked about before, with our computers and stuff too, we can be interactive immediately.
For sure.
If when someone's, we can,
in the moment.
Because we can also have a phone live doing for Facebook, outside of just the thing. So we can we can talk to fans
we can bring the comments in too.
Oh yeah.
We can bring the comments in live and put them on the screen and let people be part of the show.
Ooh.
Now you see? Stepping up in the world.
We need more sponsors.
I like it. I think it gives us we definitely
need more sponsors so we can pay Mark what he's deserved. I don't mind doing this for free because you and I got other things. Yeah. But I feel so bad. He dedicates so much of his time for us. So
appreciate
all you fans out there.
That's so sweet.
I care about you.
We're going to set up a GoFundMe for Mark's college tuition. Everyone donate.
His kid's already in college. Remember a couple episodes back we learned he's at Auburn.
My kids are out of college. One of them has a pretty big stack of student loans. So we won't say no.
Shout out to Cam Newton for that, right? Didn't we already address that?
That's correct. It's
the
Cam
Auburn
Newton's
University. Man. Yes, this would be cool. We got fun stuff to talk about.
He had a good opportunity to come in and he didn't get the W.
He did his first week, didn't he?
But he just came in. He played like 4 plays, like 9 plays that game.
2 touchdowns.
Understandable, yes. He just ran one in, passed one, but he had that sort of I was hoping, I felt good for Cam. I wanted him to, because he was shit on the last couple of years.
Yeah. Well, he's back where he thrives.
Right.
For sure, in Carolina.
I don't know that he went back anywhere else or took a job anywhere else and tried to do what he wants to do. I think the only place viable for him to go would have been back to Carolina.
I think we talked about it a few weeks ago. I am shocked it took this long to get him back in the league. I mean I'm not a personal fan of his, man. But he's an athlete. He's not doing like, Cap's got an issue coming in because he's got all these platforms he's trying to stand.
And he's got lawsuits against the NFL.
Cam straight up is just like, I'm ready to play football. And for 6 weeks, nobody picked him up.
Cam was only out because he's Cam.
Well, at least he had time to work on his fashion line.
Well, you guys said it. I thought, and I learned that from you guys. There's not 32 better NFL quarterbacks than that guy.
Yeah, right. Cody nailed that for sure.
I mean, all the other stuff can be what it is, but are there 32 better? No, there's not.
When he was
not currently playing, no.
It's hard to say there's probably 10 better than him.
Yeah, that's pushing it.
Yeah, that's pushing it.
He's a top 10 quarterback. I'd say he's a top 10 quarterback.
If I was a GM, I would definitely have a hard time. Like, there'd be a lot of off-field things that but on field, as a pure athlete, take everything else out of the equation. As a pure athlete, he's probably top 10 currently because he can run, he can throw, he's fairly, he got good pocket presence.
He understands the game. He understands. He can read it.
So I'm surprised, but good for him to get back in the league.
Yeah, hopefully he does well. Hopefully it turns around in Carolina. I mean, I don't wish anything good for Carolina ever, but hopefully he does all right.
They're not even a contender. Why are you worried about them?
Fuck Carolina.
Oh man,
fuck those guys. No, man, I saw the Super Bowl I watched in Iraq was the whole Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson Nipplegate, and it was Carolina and who was that? Carolina and the Patriots, maybe?
Wait,
Carolina Patriots? That would have been
what?
No, the Falcons would have. The Panthers lost.
It's Patriots.
So it would have been definitely not the Falcons winning the Super Bowl.
It wasn't the Broncos win.
03.
Oh God!
So it
would have been a long time ago.
Yeah. So it would have been the 03 season, 04 Super Bowl, like the January 04.
Gotcha. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the recent one when it was the Broncos and the.
When Cam didn't dive on the ball.
Well,
that one,
that
was the last Panther Super Bowl when Cam just looked at the ball on the ground and didn't want to dive on a fumble in the biggest game of his career or his team. Maybe that was one reason he wasn't in the league. But anyways,
there's definitely a lot of football we can talk.
Yeah. So we can jump into that. I mean, Saints suck this year. We're on our 18th quarterback. It seems like. I feel like this guy was washing jock straps at the beginning of the season, and now he's starting, trying to run an offense.
Who's that?
Trevor Siemian.
He was a Bronco.
He was a Bronco. There was a reason the Broncos let him go.
Let's see, I thought I saw something earlier about Taysom Hill.
So that was rough. Yeah, hopefully he's coming off his injury soon. That'd be a good spurt in the offense, I guess. But at this point, we're a wild card team at best. I think we're 6-5 now after lost this weekend to the Eagles.
Here we go, right here. New Orleans Saints, Taysom Hill agreed a 4-year deal.
That pays according to starting quarterback.
A couple hours ago.
Right?
Yeah. That's the problem. That's what they're trying to
want quarterback money.
Yeah. He's like, you keep throwing me in at quarterback, but you're paying me as a slot.
Yeah, it's like this random guy that comes out every 4 downs. Yeah.
Good God, $95 million?
He's an athlete, man.
Oh, my gosh.
He always shined when he came in. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
If he wasn't hurt, we might be on a different trajectory. But at the end of the day, they gave Winston the shot. And he said very early, beginning of the year, he wants to be a quarterback. And if it ain't in New Orleans, that's a conversation they'll have. He wants to be a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
He's pulling the old Timbo.
Tim
Tebow. Quarterback or nothing.
Yeah, man. I wish Tebow would have,
been a fullback.
Slot, something.
Anything.
Because I just enjoyed watching him play.
How about a fucking coach?
Yeah.
The guy was throwing Raider. They're like, I mean, come in, do your job, and hold the clipboard. But I mean, he had other aspirations. You can't blame somebody, right? Dreams are dreams.
No, he's still doing.
We all follow shit we should give up on sometimes.
He's done the baseball thing.
Yeah. He's put it this way, he's done a lot more than most.
For
sure. I don't knock him for that. I do knock all his college accolades because I think it's total. I think he was purely a player that was, how do you say this, properly picked to play a position in a system. And Urban Meyer, one thing he does very, very well is he has a great ability of finding players and putting them in positions to succeed, right? Based on, I mean, just like Saban. Right. Look at old boy that's cornerback in Dallas right now, just fucking blowing up, and he came to Alabama as a receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Diggs. Saban just saw something and was like, dude, you're just not a receiver. You've got the ability to be a better cornerback, right?
First year as a Patriot starting quarterback, and he's got the best passer rating almost in the league as a rookie.
And he's got a bod like a 40-year-old dad. Who knew?
That's what you need for the league. Right? And especially the Patriots, obviously.
There's some other 40-year-old dude that's doing pretty well that used to be a Patriot, so maybe that's the model.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, I don't know.
They've been struggling these past couple weeks.
Here's a great funny line. Well, not really. They've been doing for what they were expected to do. They're first in their division. What are you talking about?
That is a weak division.
Who cares? They're going to go in the first.
That is honestly like me bragging about the Broncos being first if they were the first in division.
Bro, if they were first in division, they're going to the playoffs.
All 4 of our teams are barely 500.
Guess how many teams don't get a chance at the Super Bowl? Every single team that doesn't make the playoffs.
What is it, like
every team that makes playoffs at least has a shot. So if they're in, they're in. Is the point of making, right?
You're right. I mean, but they were projected to be this, just like last season, this one-loss team.
Yes.
And now they're sitting at 6-3.
Patriots?
No, the Bucks.
Oh, I was talking about the Patriots.
Oh,
yeah,
see,
the Bucks.
okay. I was talking about the Bucks.
No, I was still talking about the Patriots, and you were saying where they were and expected. Yeah, the Patriots are leading their division, which is surprising everybody because the Bills have just flopped their ass this year.
That was a disappointment.
Yeah, and they look really bad this week, the parts that I watched. But yeah, check this. So Phillip Rivers and Brady got into some shit this weekend.
I saw the tweets.
Brady, brother, I thought it was hilarious. I thought there was nothing better, right? So Brady said, I want as many Super Bowls as Rivers has kids.
Yeah.
And Phillip Rivers said, at least I didn't have to cheat to get mine. God, I thought that was the best comeback ever.
That was a savage comeback.
Yes, Phillip Rivers does not have a ring, but that was the greatest line ever. Fuck you, Tom Brady.
So wait a minute, hold on. On Phillip Rivers, because it kind of reminds me of Dan Marino. He's got great stats. Do you think he's Hall of Fame material?
He's going to go in the Hall of Fame because of the stats he put up in the air and because of how many years he put in, which put him in an upper echelon. And then there's so many people with way less statistical achievements that are in the Hall of Fame that he's going to get in. Eventually, yes. I mean, but he also put in, how many quarterbacks have put in 15 plus years? Only a handful, a lot. That's why his step. I'm saying he's done.
So he automatically gets a bid into the Hall of Fame because he lasted longer than other people.
Not at all. Not at all. But he was able to do.
Mark's over there. He's got his hand on the button.
I'm pretty sure they don't have participation trophies for this Hall of Fame.
What I'm getting at is, though, there's a lot of quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame that don't match up to him statistically, other than Super Bowls. So who's to say they're better quarterback? Those guys were on better teams, not better quarterbacks. I think the Hall of Fame is about individual accolades.
But I think those quarterbacks who are in the Hall of Fame also put their stats up in a much different era.
Yes.
We're in an era now where, if somebody grabbed his ball towel, that he's getting a penalty. Yeah. I mean, quarterbacks like Dan Marino, and he's just an easy example who doesn't have a Super Bowl, were getting their helmets knocked off. Like they were literally getting knocked out of the game. Coming back, and so they were putting up stats in a very different era than today's two-hand touch quarterback era. And I'm not saying Phillip doesn't deserve it. It's just interesting to me. Like, it seems like a lot of quarterbacks, especially, they're judged a lot more. Like, running backs are easy to say you got 20,000 yards, you don't have a ring, you did a lot for the league. But quarterbacks is like
Super Bowl rings.
You're a dime a dozen. Yeah, you need rings. You really need rings.
Or to be in the upper echelon.
Or just insane stats. Like, for instance, if Peyton Manning didn't have any rings, The fact that at some point he was number one at everything. He's not anymore because Brady's still playing. But the fact that he was number one in almost every category at some point in his career, that's
So is Drew
justifiable.
Brees only in the Hall of Fame with his one Super Bowl?
No, he's a
he's
great
gotta
all-around
be,
quarterback,
right? Yeah.
for sure. But I do think the ring helps justify the early ballot decision. Just like Manning.
I would agree.
Manning got a very early ballot into the Hall of Fame.
Well, yeah,
because
he
he's
was
got
a
rings,
first ballot
great
no-brainer.
stats. Yeah, I mean, I think Drew is a first ballot no-brainer. I think Phillip is like a
doubt.
Maybe give him a couple rounds, get Rivers a couple rounds.
But I still think
if there's no other quarterbacks on that list, maybe there's somebody else on the list. He can get the wag in, but I don't think he's a no. I wouldn't say Rivers is a no-brainer.
Isn't it so crazy that whole era, that whole generation of players are just literally about to be gone?
It's kind of semi-depressing.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because like these new guys, it's really hard to latch on to these new guys. I mean, I support them because they're on our teams, but it was a different affinity when we were all growing up watching football. Like that is why I'm such a diehard Broncos fan, because of Terrell Davis.
Right.
Like honestly, I admired him as a child. None of these players these days, it's like, oh, I admire you. It's like, hey, thanks for continuing to entertain me. Like you're doing really amazing stuff. Like it's still fun to watch. It's entertaining, but I don't admire players like I used to.
Yeah, it's hard to connect and kind of relate.
When I would see a player get their clock like just reamed and get up, I'm like, oh, that's somebody like that's a guy that I want to be like. Nowadays, like they're everybody in every sport like flopping or whining to the officials or they're complaining about something, and it's like I appreciate what you do on Saturday and Sunday, but at the end of the day, it's like I just couldn't listen to you for more than an hour.
Yeah.
Because it seems like the tide has turned with professional sports. There's a lot more personal influence than professional influence. And I get they're humans and they want to have a voice, but that's a rabbit hole we can go down to
these days. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we honestly, but we don't pay you $95 million to hear your personal opinions. Like,
yeah.
See, if someone doesn't pay us X amount to hear something about
which I always thought was so crazy because there's so many companies and policies in the corporate world and all these different industries that have no relation to each other, where you are not supposed to reflect that social media presence in a way that can negatively reflect on the business or the company. Right. But yet these guys just like, fuck it. Like they just, I always had that. And it was like, I get it. But the NBA is so different. The NBA, they run shit. Like the NBA has no league without these guys. Football, they've already tried, right? They can do baseball. They've already tried. They can still operate with less talent and a less quality product on the field. Basketball, it's hard to do that.
Yeah, that's still a new. Have they had a lockout in basketball yet? Every other sport has.
They have, but not in a while. I mean, it's got to been decades. But those guys are also getting like 50% of everything. I mean, those, and it's also 12 people per team compared to 80, 100, and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's, practice squads, all that other shit.
But the difference in the corporate world and these professional sports organizations is there's an emphasis on professional athletes to be role models.
Yes.
Whereas in the business world, it's not. It's like this is only about a bottom line or only about branding. Therefore, you will walk in step with the company's policies or be gone. Or the NFL is their branding is more fans.
Shield.
Yeah,
money. Everything's about the shield. Which is great. Oh boy, Casey. The fuck was he thinking? Beating the shit out of his girl.
What are you talking about?
You didn't see that this weekend?
Who?
Pull up.
If this was Sunday, no, because I turned my phone off. It was this weekend,
man. I don't even want to go. You watch this video and we'll get your reaction because it's brutal, man.
Casey who?
And then this dipshit tried fleeing to Florida. Who knows where he was trying to go, but they got his bitch ass.
Who are we talking about? The first thing that pops up is Casey Anthony. That can't be right.
I'm maybe
Casey what?
Wrong. Go to ESPN. He beat the shit out of him. He was the old running back. It's the old running back. He just got picked up in Florida yesterday. Man, there's house cameras. He was baby mama drama, and this dude lost it.
Who did he get picked up by?
Florida, some either marshals or somebody picked him up in Florida. But either way, that's a very tough video to watch, man. It was I was talking about it with the wife, just things like that, and just God, that was tough to watch. Because this, bro, I mean, there's a kid. The kid's in the little swing.
Stacy. Zach Stacy?
Not Casey. Okay. Zach Stacy. I'm
going to tell you what I put in the Google search.
What?
Florida football player domestic violence.
Oh, and then this person, hey.
Popped right up. There's about 14 different videos.
It's. I'll let you just watch. I'm not going to describe it because.
So did he? He had just signed with the Jaguars.
No, he's out the league. But total D-bag. Dude deserves all the years he's going to get.
Well, I'm finding this. You want to do a?
There's multiple cameras from inside the house that just show everything. It's pretty rough. But anyway, yeah, shit like that. Where we were talking about kind of the brand, the shield is everything, right? How they're so weird, but then you got shit like this that just it's like, damn.
I'm gonna watch the video, and while I watch it, you want to throw a sponsor in this perfect plug.
Well, I hope not. I don't think I want to. I mean, depends on what your reaction is during the reading of that sponsor.
I won't verbally
react. What the fuck?
I'm going to read the article. I'm not going to verbally react.
He looks disgusted as you explain my subs. Like, nobody's going to eat my shit.
Read it, bro. I'm going to watch this.
Did you send me something? Doc. Oh, gotcha. Like, wait, what do you want to read? So this week's episode is sponsored by Triple J Armory, the original OGs, the premier indoor shooting range of Denver, located off of C470 and Broadway. Triple J Armory features 11 25-yard climate-controlled shooting lanes. For our Colorado-based listeners, Triple J is giving away free concealed carry classes. I personally know those run about $200 to $250 for a good class, so that's a pretty good free giveaway. Head over to triplejtraining.com and use coupon code Atypical. That's Atypical. Again, triplejtraining.com and use the code Atypical, like our podcast name, for a free concealed carry class. Come experience the difference of a family-owned range at Triple J Armory.
See, I kept a straight face.
Did you? You made a point to keep it in line?
Yeah. You're right. That doesn't.
Brutal, right?
That's not a good look.
No,
yeah.
I mean, that dude deserves everything he gets.
Yeah, not a good look.
Yeah.
Speaking of not a good look, you see Gruden suing the NFL.
Yes. I
good
hope,
for him.
No, and you know what's the main point of his lawsuit is they wanted them to release all 650,000 emails that they had. Because it was, 100% agree. Like, they were going to get blasted. How much of a backfire is that on Gooden's bitch ass?
Good for him. When I saw that headline, I don't support the comments that Gruden made, because that's obviously that's not a no-go. But I do support his reaction because he was immediately ostracized without a legitimate trial. It was Roger Goodell and crew that was like, you're out.
It was public opinion that trialed him, right? I mean, it was the trial of public opinion that pretty much, because the emails are what they are. At the end of the day, he should not have said what he said,
right.
But it was a straight up witch hunt for the NFL to only release those specific emails out of 650,000 emails that were specifically targeted on the investigation.
These emails are going to start implicating all kind of people.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. He done put himself in the crosshairs.
There's conversations with other people that are in the league that are, I'm sure, going to come to light.
Yes. Watch all these resignations start coming up. Like, oh shit, so-and-so just resigned.
But I mean, even his quarterback was saying that, like, release all the emails.
Let it all out.
If you want us to judge this man in the public opinion on comments he made in an email, release them all. So we can have a total picture of what's going on.
Yeah, but they're not gonna, I mean, it's, again, protect the shield. Yeah. Right? Like, they're gonna release what they think can get it out ahead. Goodell released all that shit because he called him a pussy. That's what it comes down to. Gruden called Goodell a pussy and all these other names in the emails. So Goodell was like, oh, all right, you think you tough shit? Watch this.
Yeah.
$100 million. But how crazy? He got 40-something mil.
Who?
Gruden already. Oh, he's going to get like 40 mil off that signing, but the money that he would have got on his contract.
We also used to call him Chucky. Like,
yes.
He's got stuff up his sleeve.
The dude's legit. He's slick.
Either the Goodell's about to have to retire here soon because of what's about to pop out, or they're going to pay Gruden even more to be quiet.
Goodell makes too much money for the league, for the owners.
But here's the thing. If these emails do have to surface because of a court order, and there is a conversation where Goodell is also implicated, they cannot stand
NFL offices will burn down.
I'm not saying they won't, but you can't stand behind Goodell after.
Remember when 9/11 happened and all those records were lost in the Pentagon?
Yeah.
Shit happens every day, bro. Shit happens every day. Remember there was trillions of dollars that they were investigating, and all those records miraculously happened to be behind the plane that hit the Pentagon that's never been shown on camera.
So all of these emails are going to disappear?
If it comes out that it could burn the NFL or Goodell or other owners, I think they disappear.
Oh, man.
I think something happens and they do something to get away from it.
I think Goodell's been in power a little bit too long.
Did you see the shit when they leaked his requests for his last negotiation?
No.
This dude was asking for lifetime insurance for him, his wife, his kids, private jet for the rest of his life when he was done. Like, he was asking for some wild shit. But at the end of the day, when people started breaking it down, we're like, he gets about 250 mil a year, right?
I was about to say he makes
nothing what the owners make though.
Oh,
we're
no.
talking billions.
Yeah.
Now, the shit he was asking for, again, did not add up to like the scale of what he makes for them.
Right.
So it seemed outrageous, but then it was like, oh, that's it. I guarantee they probably gave him almost all of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because after it came out and it was a big haha, they probably put everything on hush and they still gave him probably most of what he asked. Life insurance and medical insurance for his family for life.
I couldn't believe when I saw how much he made a year. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
And it's not too fake because it's Roger Goodell receives an annual salary of $63 million over the last 2 years, and that's as of this year. But he's pulling in probably
Oh yeah, it's just like
200 bonuses, all this other
yeah.
shit, and 200 plus probably is a good number.
Wild. That's wild.
So he's not go. I know. I would say I disagree with you. I don't think he goes anywhere for at least 2 more decades. Plus, he's still young as shit.
I'm just saying if
and those commissioners usually go into their 70s.
If anything implicates him, I don't know how he survives that. Because then it's literally the NFL being two-faced.
Because Goodell's the dictator of the NFL.
But if Goodell if he's
czar.
released with racial slurs or stuff like
yeah,
that,
but I think he's smarter than that. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think that's in an email.
Emails that.
Gruden. I mean Gruden. Like
Yeah, Gruden is old school too, right? Like he was alive when
no F's given.
He was alive when internet and the emails were
Pagers
starting in the NFL.
2 ways.
Most common, like someone like Goodell, they're smart enough to know you don't fall for bait on Twitter, on emails, on text messages. Like that stuff doesn't go
I think
away.
that was a dumb move to go after Gruden solely, though. I think if you got 650,000 emails and you release a handful and you don't expect some backlash, like that was a dumb move.
Mm-hmm.
But he did what he did. He got him out, right? Gruden will never have a job. He'll never coach in the NFL again. Like that's a wrap for him. XFL starts next year.
Well, he doesn't need to do any of that stuff.
Because he likes to coach and wants to get paid and prove the NFL wrong, probably.
And I was curious because, the NFL is such a moneymaker. The NBA commissioner only makes $10 million a year.
Yeah, but he makes way more than that.
Yeah, but it's posted.
Remember, they're in China.
But like Goodell makes visible $65 million.
Yes.
Silver only makes a visible $10 million. That's the difference in the NFL and the NBA.
Sure. Yeah, that's wild.
Oh, jeez. And I don't get this. It's the same with our politicians. You got a 60-something plus year old guy running the NBA, and the NBA is trying to be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
How do you present? I mean, your whole staff, I'm sure, is young, but the people who we put in place to run these leagues, they're not the guys.
Or the 250 plus under 25-year-old people working in their marketing department.
True.
And
probably on internships, which is why they don't get paid.
Yeah, right. I saw that dude. I was in Kentucky. And we was talking to a lot of these different guys that came in, a lot of these different distilleries, and even the guys at Moonshine. And we were talking about, what would it take to really be able to kind of come to soon? It was like, oh, well, internship. But to be honest with you, like, interns pay to come out here.
Right.
Like, this is not like an internship like you think. Like, you'll send your resume, and now you're going up against biology majors, scientists, all these different, all these crazy degrees, all these people that are still in school.
Right.
And this is their summer kind of thing for their
they've got
whatever
some
they're
science track or something.
So you're going against that for one, and then two, we're not giving you shit.
Yeah,
no one is, right? That was the thing. He was like, you're staying in your own place, you're doing your own travel, you're doing you're basically going to pay us to come out here at the end of the day. You're going to lose money to come work for us for free. Is how they put it. I was like, I think I'm going to go some different routes.
Not going to get away with that in Colorado. Trust me. I get the HR emails every other day.
Really?
Oh gosh,
internships.
Everything. Yeah, I mean, Colorado's pretty, we're a pretty progressive state. So, I mean, even starting January, like we're required to do sick pay and a couple other pay differentials mandated by the state.
McDonald's, 15 to 18 an hour starting.
Which I'm doing that stuff on my own. I don't need the state to tell me to take care of my team.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's sad that it's to the point where the state's like, you got to pay your guys sick leave. You got to pay your guys this.
You have to.
I mean, it's gonna have a ripple effect because there's some companies that aren't prepared for that cost.
Kentucky, brother.
Well, yeah, but that state's not going to pass. The South is not going to force people to pay.
No, exactly. That's what I said. Let's go to Kentucky.
Minimum wage in the South is probably still $12.50.
750 is the last one I remember. And I know it's not that now. But
no, well, not, it was it was 550 when I started working.
It was 750 when I started working.
And I was happy. 550. I was like, I'm making money.
Not fucking happy.
In the federal 725,
it is now. Yeah,
there's nothing higher in Alabama than whatever the federal.
Probably not.
I promise you.
Yeah, because my little brother, my youngest brother's still in college, and he's making a little bit more than minimum wage, which is good.
Man, I don't see how. I mean, which that's the point, right? Like they're getting rid. It's in my eyes. I look at it almost like remember cash for clunkers. Get all the old shit off the road.
Yeah.
Get all the new shit out there. Yeah. This is to me. It's kind of one of those things. It's like. This is their version of cash for clunkers for businesses. We know you're not going to be able. Everyone's going to be able to afford this shit. So we're going to close down all those old, shitty, in their eyes, mom and pops that we don't want, and we're going to tie ourselves to the coats of these big chains that are always going to bring in the revenue and always bring in the tax. Give them the incentives and let that be and I feel like that's their way of washing out a lot of that smaller, self-earned kind of do it on your own.
Right.
Opportunities, and there's just not going to be the ability to do that in a lot of places. I know it's tough for me to do it in anything in Castle Rock. It's just Douglas County in general. It's hard as shit with the taxes and everything. I mean, I remember one day I saw something the other day where they were saying they wanted to raise the taxes, and it was like, yeah, it's the first tax raise since like the early 90s. It's like, yeah, but you've been the highest fucking tax rate in the country since the 90s.
You set the top record 3 or 4.
There's a reason you haven't gone up. Like no shit, because they would. Instantly take you off of your position if you tried to go up. You've been one of the highest for almost 2 decades. How high do you want to go? So yeah, that's tough. It's already tough.
If you want free stuff, you got to pay for it somehow.
I get it.
That's such a torn.
See, that's one of the reasons I keep looking at out of state opportunities and whether because at the end of the day I'm going to end up with 2 freaking models. I'm going to have a full model for Colorado and a full model for whatever state we end up choosing, and it's going to be an economical decision that's going to be which one makes more sense and all the different variables.
We can make a compound in Wyoming.
We can go grow everything. We can go snatch up a farm.
I love Colorado, and I love the progressive mentality, like pave the way. But it is sometimes it does get a foot in front of the other in terms of like where the money's coming. Like the cost of living here is insane. Like insane. Brutal. I mean, there's the homeless rate around here in the North Colorado. It blows my mind. But when you look at, you can't rent a 1-bedroom apartment for under $2,000, and that blows my mind in Boulder County. $2,000 for a single bedroom apartment.
They're building apartments in Castle Rock right now that they call how'd they say it? Not low income, but they said affordable income apartments or whatever. And the 1 bedroom is like $1,500, like $1,250, $1,300, and it's a 1-bedroom apartment. And then there's 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms that go up to almost $3,000. And it's like that's not affordable at all, bro. So it's like, who do you expect to come live in these? But at the end of the day, they also build tons of development and getting every part of it.
Isn't that the
trust me, they are not gentrifying Castle Rock. There's nothing to they're just building more.
They're trying to popularize different neighborhoods. If you have rent that can only be paid for by, fill in the blank class, that's the class that you're going to have in your city. So that's right. It's just a shady way of getting certain people out of your city.
Yeah, eliminating the ability. That's why it's almost so many places shut down, not because of COVID, but a lack of staff. So the problem with Castle Rock, there's no public transportation. The train doesn't come down. It stops at Lincoln. Stops at Lincoln. So they're working on the next stop after, and eventually, I'm assuming the plan is to keep coming down. Which if it connects,
for years they've been talking about connecting to Colorado Springs.
If it gets that far down through Larkspur and all that shit,
it's supposed to be connected to Longmont. We've been paying taxes for 5 years. We have 3 buses.
Haven't seen a rail.
We have 3 buses. It's supposed to be the light rail.
I mean, we have nothing, right? As far as public transit, so it's the amount of money that people make work in the service industry or to work at a small mom and pop boutique or whatever that retail establishment is. They can't afford to stay in the city of Castle Rock unless they're living at home, right? So that's the big problem is a lot of the staff and everybody that was having to come in has to come and travel into Castle Rock and can't afford to stay there. So now there's some great developers. Like they've recently developed a couple buildings downtown Castle Rock, and they did commercial on the bottom, residential on the top, and sectioned off and zoned off a certain amount of the residential for workers of the restaurants at the bottom. So so that they could have affordable housing and kind of be around, which is an excellent idea. And good for them for doing that, but everybody's not doing that because they're so greedy. They look at it as like, oh no, I'm going to lose how much on each one of these? Like, no, we can't do that.
Yeah.
But good on these guys for doing that because
but
that
they're
helps
still creating these pockets of communities because that's what Aspen does. Obviously, the worker can't live in Aspen, so they have like this community on the side of the mountain where it's like, hey, you guys, all you day workers can live here, and you're segregating people again.
Yeah,
it's like. We'll make a place for you, but it's going to be just outside of the city limits, so we don't have to see you. But you're welcome in every morning, so you can work at all the restaurants and everything.
You can park at the general transit parking lot, and we'll scoop you up on a bus every day.
Yeah, Longmont's been paying over 3% tax every year, 5 years, and we have a couple.
But it's obviously not. I mean, obviously you guys have long-term plans. You're about to go into your new facility, so you guys obviously have the ability to foresee that there is still a way for you guys to have a good foothold and make it all work and stay here, right?
For sure.
Because you wouldn't be doing what you're doing if you couldn't.
Well, I don't ever, personally or professionally, rely on government programs.
Yeah,
I will use them. Like there's payroll tax credits and stuff like the ERC for companies, small businesses. I will use what the government offers, but I never rely on them. Like I never say, oh, public transportation is going to bring me foot traffic, or this credit's going to be able to sustain my company. No.
Right. Yeah, I think it would put you in a bad spot if you did.
But there's a lot of small businesses that do rely on those credits. And then, it's when we come out of this, especially this COVID credit program, there's going to be we're already seeing worker shortages, which is, it's increasing. I paid $45 for a breakfast yesterday. I had 2 pancakes, a plate of bacon, and then Kaya had like a small plate of something.
Yeah.
It's because they're having to, the salaries, well, they don't have enough workers, so they're increasing, they're charging more for the food. I don't know where the money's going. But $45 for 2 pancakes.
The cost of goods went up. Cost of everything else. Chicken went up.
Logistics.
Bacon
we talked about that at lunch. Like it's my shipping costs right now are almost double what they were a year ago because there's not enough transportation lanes. There's not enough truck drivers. It takes 3 to 4 weeks for me to get anything around here.
Got to go private now. Yeah. It's hard to use it. Everybody's struggling. Yeah, it's kind of the new part of this new world, right? Like it's the new. So I mean, at the end of the day, Amazon was trying to build themselves up to be the all one.
I wish Amazon would get into
shop,
like freight. I know they do freight, but I'm talking about like logistic, like freight for us.
About 4 years ago, sitting in our office,
I get 2-day delivery on whiskey.
We're sitting in our office in San Antonio, me and our partners, and we're going through and we're just having this brainstorm of what can we do? Like, what's the next thing, right? And we were like, freight. Like they're like call on the spot, just like a hot shot, but call them at any time. Uber Freight. Yeah. It's not a thing. What do you know? A week later, start getting ads for Uber Freight. I was like, you get the fuck out of here. Like,
but I've never seen Uber Freight in action.
It's a thing, but it's because it's in a commercial, right? Like, Uber Freight exists. I would assume they third party, just like they do for their drivers and their vans and all that. When you get a package, but it's like a different person like the white every
vans
day.
That pull up the fluid vans.
Yes,
gotcha.
So I would assume that they're probably third party most of it right out the gate, or how they get there. But yeah, Uber Freight is a thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then you got Elon with the whole electric semis coming.
He's got all kind of cool stuff. Like
I'm into
Mars phones.
I know, right?
Like implantation. Yeah. I'm on
board 100% with
all
the implants.
In. Yeah. Keep climbing that
human computers
stock that I
got. Keep going. To the moon.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm slowly starting to dabble in crypto. I'm learning. I try to learn from like Isaac and them. They're all educated on it. So I dabble in it. I do play in real stocks, but I dabble in crypto because I don't quite understand it. So I'm trying to learn about it.
Just for the sake of my future accounting needs, I've never made a single penny in crypto. I lost everything. I suck. It doesn't do well.
It's extremely
I lost everything I have. I have no profits to pay anything on.
Stop recording.
Yeah. Let's go to commercial.
It's so volatile, though. I mean, it really is. Yeah, it's fun to watch the charts because, like, Bitcoin will be like, it's like someone's BPM monitor. It's just like it's up and down and up and down, and then but you look over at the what I call the tangible stocks. It's
Shiba.
Hey, I like Shiba.
I like Shiba. I got Shiba.
I got Shiba. I bought all Elon stuff. I got it all for 0.00005.
I had a lot of zeros on mine.
Buy a million shares for $20.
When it blew up a few weeks ago, it was all right.
That's something you just like fire and forget.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you buy it and then you hope in 20 years, like when you forgot about it, when we're on Mars, you're like, oh, that's the Mars currency now. I'm rich. I didn't even know it. Oh, man.
Yeah, the wife would keep asking, like, well, how you doing? How you doing? I was like, I don't look at it. Like, I don't, it's let it be. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I don't look at it every day.
No.
I honestly don't. Like, I have alerts, and if I get an alert, I'll take a look.
I have alerts for like hyper dips or extreme.
If nothing comes up, I let it all be. No. It's not my priority.
No. Speaking of priorities, I love transitional phrases. I want to know what is going on in your life. Oh, I heard the music. Do you want me to do a...
Yeah, did we get a transition?
I was going to ask about your distillery stuff, but I think Mark wants us to do a sponsor.
We should. Pay the bills, keep the lights on.
All right, guys, this episode is brought to you by our friends over at High Country Bank, serving Colorado since 1886. Guys, let me tell you, I'm getting ready. You've heard me talk about our new distillery. They are helping me get my new spot up and running. They've helped me get some new equipment. I really love the guys over at High Country Bank here in Longmont. Good, family friendly. They take care of me. This is a legitimate sponsor. Like I'm a customer every day. I point people to them. So if it's just for business or you just want new personal accounts, you're tired of the big guys, High Country Bank is awesome. Here in Longmont, they're over downtown at 110 Main Street. You can't miss them. They're actually going to be right across the street from where the new distillery is going. So make sure you check out High Country Bank at highcountrybank.net.
High Country.
I really do love those guys. Like, it is the most rational decisions. Like, I'll text them, be like, hey, do you think I can increase this line versus, oh yeah, we'll take care of you. Like, everything they do makes sense. It's not just, here, we're going to open 15, lines of credit for you so we can get every single penny out of you. They're like, oh no, it makes sense to roll this one together and we'll put this one together. So yeah, Drew, I love you. I owe you a bunch of whiskey. But before we went to break, I was going to ask you, because one of the reasons we've been on such a long break is you've been doing some really cool training and research, getting ready for your big next step in life.
Spent a week or so and about 8 days in Kentucky. Went, kind of got the groundwork going. Kind of, I guess, the main reason to go was to kind of, because you got a lot of people to emulate in the industry that are doing well, right? Like yourself. But
yeah, so what?
There's a lot of people that we could, really just follow the motto and kind of do. But I think the main part I went there for, because, there were a lot of legitimate 20, 30, 40-year experts.
Oh, yeah.
That were brought in as kind of our speakers and keynotes and kind of everything that was just going on.
These guys aren't a sponsor yet. Maybe we'll reach out to them since we're both graduates. But Moonshine University down there, they're doing some really cool things. They're doing a great job at not only educating just the standard bourbon connoisseur, but all the way up to someone who's interested in starting a distillery. So I enjoyed my time there. You did that more in-depth course, but yeah, I mean,
it was good.
Like it's a good spot.
I would say, word this right, because I still at the last day they gave us our survey questionnaire, like tell us about the theme, but it's also as everyone's walking out the door to go catch their flights and done for the week. So I was there an extra day, so I wasn't too concerned. But of course, there's people literally trying to pack up and go, and it's like, oh yeah, tell me what you thought, and it's like a 2-page survey. No, man. You're not about to give me in this 5-minute quick, everything was great. I was like, I'm going to break it all down. I still haven't gotten to it because there's a lot. I would say for what you get and what they bring in, the level of expertise is the top echelon of each person they bring in, right? So when they have a day of discussion or a point of discussion, it's about marketing. If they have a point of discussion, it's about bottling or distillery, about your grains or sourcing, whatever it was. That person who was there was a legitimate expert in the industry and came with the right, credentials, full resume that you would not question. The problem is they didn't give you anything below that. And for a lot of people that were there, not to include her and not to speak for everyone, but there were a lot of people there that there was a married couple that this was their next thing after their kids had graduated, and this was their second, kind of act in life. They're going to be spending a majority of their savings, life savings, and it's they're not going to be able to afford majority of the people that walked into that class, right? And their services. They're not going to be able to afford the 6-figure brand developer. They're not going to be able to afford the 6-figure lady that's going to come in and tell them how to align their property to best flow for the customer when they come in and guide them to the right things that make the most money, shit, right? They can't afford that person. So what I loved every part that they brought in and the level of expertise, but I didn't like that they didn't give you the other options, because what they're but that fits their mode, right? Because they're also selling the fact that they're experts, they're the guys, like this right here, Randy, 30 something years at Jim Beam and almost 10 years at Moonshine University. It's like the guys that you're not going to find a lot of people in the industry that have the experience or the expertise in what not to do more than what to do.
For sure.
Right.
Well, and the price tag you're paying for those courses too, like they want to give you top notch.
Yes. But and again, I agree with that part of it, but what does that mean for the guy that's spending that $6,000 thinking he's coming in there and going to learn everything, but then walks away with like, well, every single person that came is out of my reach. Like I still walked out of here with not a single contact to move forward with.
I mean, you still got the concepts to build on.
100%. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so I did, that's why I wanted to figure out, I was like, how do I word this correctly? Because I don't want to say anything there. Like the course itself was great. The atmosphere was great. I wish we did way more hands-on, but I think that's stuff you can do on your own. And most of the people that were there already had a bit. It was a lot of brewers, master brewers, people with their own breweries or distilleries already, wine owners.
Yeah, the course you took, it's not novices.
Right.
That couple might have been an oddity.
There was a few people in there that, like there was a kid, like he's a brewer, but it's not his brewery. He brews for a brewery in Miami.
Right.
He wants to start a distillery. Like he's got it.
But as a brewer, though, he's got some base level understanding.
Yes.
That's probably what they're building.
That was the only thing where it was like, all right, like throw in some of those mid-level guys or bring in some of the people that have been through the class and failed at opening a distillery. Let them tell you all the things that they did that was wrong and why they tripped over their feet and didn't get the distillery.
That might be some good feedback, though. Not even just a fail, but bring back students who have put their leg in the industry, like Isaac and I. Yes. And we're growing, we're moving forward. Because there's
what are you doing differently that doesn't follow this motto, but yet you're still being successful? Because that was my thing. It was like, yes, this all sounds great, but I can't pay $225 an hour for you.
Oh, God,
when there's guys out here that are 50 to 100, or like, you know what I mean? Like you're in the upper echelon. Like there's a reason you're $225 an hour, and it's so
that might be the perfect feedback, though.
But I
circle back some of your students.
The owner,
who are in the industry.
His answer was, those guys don't want to talk about. Most of those people don't want to talk about failure. The people that fail don't want to come in and talk about.
But it's not even about failure.
Shortcomings.
What are you living right now? Like I was supposed to be a speaker at the ACSA in a month. It's the American Craft Spirits Association, but they changed a ton of their COVID restrictions. So I was like, I just don't want to deal with that. I've got too much going on.
Yeah.
So I postponed being a speaker, and my topic was basically logistical infrastructure in the industry. Like how do we move forward with the issues that we're facing logistically, whether it be glass or shipping, whatever it is. So they could still bring back students that are currently dealing with these issues. Because
what are you doing to get around the truck shortage? What are you doing to get around? You ran out of your glass last month.
Right.
What did you do? Like, how did you find another source? Like, how hard was that source? What's the timing look like?
I rarely approach issues for Copper Sky in the lens of someone who's in the industry. I usually approach it from either a government lens, like a big 50,000 view, because I've done some overseas stuff, or I approach it completely opposite. I think the reason that we've avoided some of these shortfalls that other distilleries have been hit with is because I'm not looking at this like a distillery owner. I'm looking at this like just a business owner.
Right.
Like the glass shortage. We avoided that because I saw the trends going down. As a business person, I was like, okay, let me
stock up and buy a few months
everything
inventory.
That's in America. I mean, So I think that's something they're kind of missing it because they're so hyper focused on industry experts, and there's still experts in the industry that are also in other fields.
Yes.
Like,
that's like what I loved about Oh Boy from Wilderness Trail. Doctor, of course I'm going to brain fart on names all left and right. But he was great. Like, because before they even had the distillery, they were the full lab for just about every major distillery. Like they were creating things like they had a hold in. They were like, hey, we're doing all this for everybody else already. Why not start making our own juice?
Right.
So now they obviously have the distillery to do, but there are like, that was like, if I were to ever want to try to work somewhere or try to like get involved, like, hey, can I come do 2 months? Like that would probably be somewhere I would be very like top of the list because those guys, they, like you said, they're thinking of it from a whole different perspective because they were something totally different before they did the distillery.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good mix.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing too, like as we zoom out, the problems that we're having in the whiskey industry or in the alcohol industry aren't specific to us. Everyone's having these. But the problem is we're focusing on like, oh, I'm short on whiskey glasses. Okay, well,
Yeah.
Other industries are having this issue. The problem is you're in a tunnel looking at what are my issues. My issues are glass. My issues are whiskey. My issues are cork, whatever it is. But every other industry is having this issue. So instead of being able to get in front of that, they got caught in the tunnel because they were just, oh, well, whiskey bottles aren't an issue. Yeah, but 6 months ago, all glass was an issue.
Right.
And so that's how that's right. That's how you get ahead of it. Oh, glass coming from fill in the blank is an issue. It might not be a whiskey issue now, but it will be in 6 months.
Right.
And so that's why I think a lot of these smaller distilleries kind of get caught up in some of these like supply chain issues, is because they're hyper focused on, you know, whiskey specific, cork, shrink, glass labels, when writ large, wood, just glass, paper, those things are problems in the big world of logistics, and they're missing it. Right. And so then it's like, oh crap, I can't get any more glass.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We had a glass shortage 6 months ago.
Plastic flask, guys. So, next big boom.
Yeah.
It's plastic flask.
It's different. And I think that's why whenever you get into your venture, you'll be successful because you have so much, you know, the oil field stuff. Small. You've got other small businesses.
So that was the thing.
It's different for us.
Those days, that day when they came in and their main, you know, logistics, and they were harping on the fact of how bad it is in trucking. And I'm sitting back like, man, I've got 150 private truck drivers and owner operators in my phone from oil field days. Like, I'm not worried about trucks. Mm-hmm. Like, truck is not a concern for me, or getting a flatbed or getting somebody from A to B is never going to be an issue for me, just because. But I've also got almost 20 years in an industry that solely relies on trucking. Yeah,
I'd like to see a study. Maybe it's something I can do for my PhD. But is people who started the distilleries that are also there are other small business owners versus someone like that couple you mentioned. They're starting a distillery, and that's like their first business they've started in. Because every industry is unique, but I think the alcohol industry is especially unique because there's so many cogs, or there's so many little supplies that go into it. It's not as simple as, you know, I need a bottle, I need a quart, it sounds simple in context, but when you actually get to ordering it, it's not that simple.
Well, and then all these people go through these processes of creating, like you said, their baby, right? So you go through a 6-month process of developing your bottle, your label, your cork, choosing from hundreds of options and every single one, you know, and then you finally get down to this baby when you're like, everything's perfect. This is the one. We're going with this. And then I can't change the cork. I can't change the top. No, what do you mean I can't get a square? So then it becomes one of those things too, where it's almost like a pride thing of, give up the reins a little bit and switch up a bottle for 2 months.
Pride is a huge issue in this industry. And I think that I will say this, I'll endorse it. To the day I die, I think pride is what brings down a lot of small distilleries, or distilleries in general. Because I mean, the same with Copper Sky. I will tell you where we source our stuff. I mean, we're extremely transparent. There's a lot of people that live and die by the secrecy of their spirits, and pride, whether it's I'm not ever going to change my bottle, or I'm not ever going to try this experiment. I think that's the detriment, because this industry is ever evolving. The customer is ever evolving. Like, I mean, we were talking about earlier, one of our friends who got into whiskey a year ago now probably has a better collection than me and you, and we've been doing this for years. It's always evolving. And so if you're so prideful that you can't stay relevant or at least understand trends, it will be the downfall, because if you can't stay ahead of something, or at least stay in line with something, you will get past.
Keep up.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I didn't want to really shit on them, because that's not what I'm trying to it was a great experience.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think the network, I looked at it as in I paid for the network. I paid for their contacts, their networks, the people that came in, those network, their relationships, and kind of kept bringing,
you know, us military guys, we always keep coins. I actually traded
Bourbon
out
Stewart?
one of my last military coins, because, you know, our wallets can only hold one. I actually traded my military coin out for my Moonshine U Bourbon Stewart coin.
Bourbon Stewart, yeah.
So I definitely love their program.
Stave and Thief, yeah.
I took my last 822 coin out and put in my Stave and Thief coin. So I do love those guys.
Yeah, no, they were great. That was the thing. It was the whole experience overall was great. I could see people going there, though, and feeling like they didn't get their money's worth or get what they went there for. I also see a lot of people going there and completely changing their mind on what they want to do, because they saw holy shit, there's no way I can afford. There's no way I'm going to do what I thought I was going to do.
That's a good intention, though.
100%. Way easier to go spend that money up front and learn that lesson early than go and spend multiple 6 figures or investors or partners' money and lose it all.
For sure.
Way cheaper to go and lose that money up front. So and they talked about that, you know, and they think, but Yeah, it was just little things that, of course, when you come back, you kind of just look at it, like you said, from a higher view and like, oh man, this could have been a little better. This could be like, we didn't talk about brandy a lot or really at all, but one of the places we toured was a brandy distillery, and it was like, okay, like we're in the heart of bourbon country, we're in the heart of whiskey, like, and we go to a brandy distillery and we didn't even talk about brandy this whole course. Like, why aren't we at, one of these big whiskey? Why aren't we somewhere like so? Things like that, like, but at the end of the day, I would not change it. I'm glad I went because even for myself, it's not like I walked away and it was like, oh yeah, I already knew all this, like, this is great. Now I have all these kind of, there was plenty of shit that I took away. It was like, okay, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like thank God I learned that today because I was definitely going to do that in the first couple months. So now I think differently, and now I look at it in a whole different perspective that I'm ready, man. Like we were at lunch today, Hefes. Let's get them Hefes. $1 street tacos, 3 to 5 every day, happy hour, best tacos in the state. Can't beat it. So yeah, we were at Hefe's having lunch earlier before.
That's where our pregame
we pregame at Hefe's. So.
Tacos, chips, and cheese dip.
Pregame or postgame? Today was a pregame situation. But yeah, so like what was I talking about? Just how excited I was. It's like I'm so pumped and ready to kind of put things in action. Like I want to get things rolling. I'm ready to get things fired up. And it's like, I know I'm sitting there. I'm like, well, why can't we do this? Why shouldn't we do? If class is running, why aren't we starting to do that? Like, and I'm just like spitting. I was like, well, let's. How do we fix this problem? How do we source this solution internally and make it instead of having to add another middleman or another person that takes a piece of the pie because we have to have this portion to make this whole project run. So. Yeah, just a lot of little things like that. But yeah, man, I'm fired. I'm ready to go. And I think next year, brand, distillery, the whole thing will be out. So
it'll be exciting.
I would assume probably Q1 we'll have the brand, everything ready, kind of fired up, ready to go.
Well, I want dibs on batch 1 of everything.
Yeah. Bottle number?
I don't care. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I need bottle number 69, 70, 71, 30, 40, 50. I don't care. I got batch. So, shameless plug here to a friend out in Tennessee, Taylor Morley. He runs like the Bourbon Syndicate and a couple other Facebook groups. He just started his own brand of whiskey. It's called Redline. Really good. So he sent me a bottle of batch 1 of everything. I opened them immediately.
Right.
As much as people are like, oh, it's batch 1. Yeah. Yeah. I want to see it, and I want to see how it is. Like this is not something
so like
that
all of the batch 1s of Copper Sky that I want to hang on to, I have extras.
What you pouring over?
I was gonna say, what are those noises?
Oh, he's got to empty. That's what I thought he's trying to tell us we're making noise. He's making noise. So
I heard something, and I was like, is there a squirrel? Can we take
there's the empty bottle.
Can we do
Thomas
a break?
S.
Empty
Moore,
bottle break.
Cabs,
empty bottle break, but then also we can get your boy queued up on the phone because we're right at an hour.
Oh, we can jump right in. Well, we also don't have to. We can always put him back on the next one.
Even if it's just 10 minutes on the phone, it'd be fun.
Yeah. We'll call him in and see if
get Mark a refill. I need some more water. Prep him for our shenanigans.
Let's make it happen.
Wrap the show up with him.
I got you covered, Mark. All right, we're back. We've got a great guest for you today. We've actually got him phoned in, so no live guests on camera. But I think I personally want to make him a routine guest, just to hear some funny shit. But I'm going to give you guys... I don't even know if I should preface it or just be like it is.
Bro, you've said all these words before, so it's
Brandon, the photo bomber Williams, is our guest today. A little intro on Brandon. This is a man who knows everything and absolutely nothing, but he has a keen eye and ear for what the fuck news, and he smells bullshit before it ever splashes in the toilet. So if you've got some bullshit, he's gonna call you out on it. Brandon, photo bomber Williams, what's up, bud?
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
Check this out.
What
y'all
you
gotta understand that it's a beautiful thing that y'all don't have me videoed either.
Why? What are you wearing right now?
Hey, listen, the acoustics are amazing right now because I'm on the toilet.
Oh, nice, this is perfect. Nice.
And so I'm literally about to talk shit. Do you get it?
I get it.
Check it out.
Talk some shit.
Oh my God,
while you shit.
man.
Can we FaceTime?
What do you guys
I know,
got
right?
going
Hey,
on?
can we FaceTime?
No,
the next one. The next one, we're definitely getting you on.
This is great.
So
Hey,
you're.
if you want to have a toilet talk with me, hey, come on.
This is the new thing, Toilet TED Talks.
This is where most
Toilet
Kansas City
talk.
fans spend their time anyway, is on
Right?
the shitter. So
with some dead legs
If
and
we
red
keep
knees.
seeing shit, we got to shit the shit we see out.
You're right. Hey,
So-
just Brandon, give you some context. I'm a lifelong diehard Broncos fan, which is why I'm going to love and hate you. So I think you and I are going to be really good friends because I'm from the South too. But I grew up a Terrell Davis fan, so I'm going to give you a hard time about the Chiefs this whole episode.
I like TD though. I much respect
He
for
is
TD.
a class act for sure.
Now the rest of those guys playing right now.
Trust me, I'm a season ticket holder, and even I am like, what the hell is going on?
Hey, the best thing the Broncos got going on now is them guys jumping out parachutes before the game. I can tell you that.
Oh man, that's my girlfriend's favorite part. She loves the parachuters that fly in.
Pre-game intro.
That's about the best thing
That
the
is
Chiefs had going
that's
this
at least
year.
the most exciting thing that we have all game.
That's about how the Chiefs were until a few weeks ago when all the other teams in the NFL start falling apart, and we got lucky.
Yeah, because for a while there, I didn't think you guys were going to be in the playoffs.
I don't think we're going to be in them. If we go
You got
to
a
the
tough
playoffs,
route to go. You got to run a lot of games.
You could.
it's impossible. I think the only way we go to playoffs is if we buy tickets.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably going to be the only way in.
Oh man.
True. Everybody can go to the Super Bowl if they pay, right?
That's right. You can sit in section 129
Hey,
as long as you pay the fine.
how many Super Bowls have you been to in a row? I was trying to throw a number out
20.
earlier. 20 straight? How many has Onk been to in a row?
Say that again?
Has Onk been to more? A few more?
He's been to 32 or 33.
Dude.
30 plus Super Bowls. Yeah.
Like he
So
went
go
when
every year.
Michael Jackson was in the halftime.
Bro.
So I remember Brandon would start, right?
We're on the wrong line of business.
Oh, trust me. Like Brandon would show it be day one. He'd be in the interview like, just so you guys know, in February or January, I'm going to need about 2 weeks. Just so you know. Way ahead of time. I go to the Super Bowl.
I got to have those days off, you know.
Dude.
I got to. I'm a football born and bred guy.
We got to get him to Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
And come hang out
Brandon,
with us.
how long have I been begging you to come? With the girls, with the girl? I mean, years.
I'm going to just say it, Mike. Cody's been trying to get me there since before he got there.
Dude.
Yes.
And
Before I
I'm-
was permanent, I was trying to get him to come up.
What's the holdup? What are you waiting on? What do you need? What can we do?
Well, like I said, I'm on the shitter. I'm always bullshitting.
Dude, I got
You know.
Broncos
Where
season
are you
tickets.
in Florida right now?
Hold on. Let me
I
entice you.
am.
Let
Okay.
me entice you. I got Broncos season tickets, and you know the Chiefs come here every year. You and I can go to the game.
Man, as
Get it.
long as you can get me an oxygen tank, because I can't breathe up.
Brandon's also a big boy.
Well, I mean,
Brandon, but you've been working out pretty hard for a couple years. Where are you at now?
I'm in between Michael Clark Duncan and I don't know. Who,
I love that
you know,
reference. Yes, like very. Hey, but because I used to tell people, I was like, well,
Oh,
he's like
man.
6'4", 3+. Well, no, he's not 3+ now. I mean, maybe like 280.
so he's going.
I'm
Basically, he's bouncing back and forth from a defensive end to a bodyguard.
Oh no, he's going
That's
from O-line on retirement to O-line in his prime to the line. But yeah, he's gone through a few. But I mean, we've seen. Remember when we started in North Dakota? There was some big days. That was some big days.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Then he
man. I
would-
go between O line and long snapper.
There you go.
you fit in great here in Colorado because if you come in the winter, then you don't have to bundle up.
Huskies do well. They stay warm.
Yeah, you know what?
And we'll keep you pumped full of whiskey. So
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, listen, say no more. See,
No.
Cody never offered me whiskey.
You fools. Come on.
bro, between Cody and I, there's probably not a whiskey that we have that you can say that you've never had. You'll be well
he's a
taken care of.
whiskey connoisseur to me. So I'm currently drinking a hottie toddy made of Maker's Mark.
Hey, nothing wrong. That's
Wait
a
a
great
minute.
drink right there, bud.
We haven't gotten him any Copper Sky.
He's never had Copper Sky.
Right.
Yeah. I
Never
definitely
had.
will.
Post show, we will take
Yeah.
care of you.
We got
Because
you covered.
my
So-
weeded
so Mike,
whiskey is it
I
will
got
blow
to ask
Maker's
you
mind.
another question about your Broncos, man.
Oh, please send it. Let's go. Here we
Don't
go.
steer too
I
far off.
got to ask.
Send it. I mean, I've lived through worse years.
I just out of curiosity, what happened in the Dallas game that couldn't happen in any other game?
You know what? I had an email drafted up.
I think you're asking the wrong team, to be honest. You need to be asking the Cowboys what they did different in Rome that game.
No.
Because they gave them that
He's
win.
on track because he sees that spark that the Broncos defense had because that was the game following Von Miller.
It clicked.
When Von Miller's quote-unquote replacement had 3 sacks.
Yeah, but that's why you showed up to show out.
For sure, exactly.
Then once that wears off, and then guess what? That was his first game coming in. So guess what that felt like on Monday? That dude just hit a fucking train.
No, I agree. 100%.
That was his first time feeling that on Monday, too.
They were absolutely riding a high. And so to answer your question, B, I think the defense was on an extreme high. And then when they met the Eagles the next week, the offense couldn't match that high because they weren't putting up any numbers. So,
because I was looking through my NFL files and films and all that stuff, and I saw that the Broncos still to this day are the only team to lose on their bye week.
Oh my God! Oh,
yeah. We were talking about it earlier. So you guys 0-2 in the last week? Nah, luckily the bye saved us. We're 0-1.
Oh my goodness!
What was missing from that bio from him was smack talk.
I told you guys he was ready.
Hey, Mark loves a good smack talker too.
That's why I wanted him on. Like
Mark
Smack. 2-3 weeks ago when the Chiefs were shit in the bed is when I really wanted him on.
Hold on, let's walk this back. You know,
yeah, let's walk back to when the Chiefs were shit.
No. Even farther back. I'm gonna reel this all the way back. I want to know who you pull for in college football.
Oh no, he's way off.
Wow.
Way off.
No, I know that
his college team doesn't even have a football team.
Let's go. Who you repping the SEC?
I am a Florida State Seminole diehard fan.
Wait, you're not even an SEC
so it's only
fan?
basketball that you go Jayhawks?
Hey, hold on. There's a button on our board that goes womp womp.
Yeah. Give him the womp womp, Mark.
Oh my God.
I don't know which one it is.
He's like, let me find it.
I'm disappointed, bro. I thought you were.
It still fits. No.
I secondly root for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and I don't like the football team. I just like Nick Saban.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
He just heard Bama.
You are from, where are you from?
I'm originally born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri. That's my tie to the Chiefs.
Okay, so where's your southern roots from?
My southern roots are that my entire family is from Texas, and I now live in the state of Arkansas.
There it is. That's what I was waiting to hear is Arkansas. Them poor boys can't get no love, can they?
None. They don't even have a team to love.
Florida State. All right, so let me throw some more shade at you.
So here's where it is. He jumped the bandwagon in the 90s. Just like you jumped the bandwagon. He jumped the bandwagon to Florida State. He jumped the bandwagon of the Jayhawks when they were winning NCAA tournaments.
B, don't listen.
No, not true.
And then he's back on the Kansas City Chiefs' dick since they win in Super Bowls.
B, I'm with you because he shits on me all the time. Don't worry. I'm from Miami. So I support the U in context, but I lived 20 years in Alabama, and my little brother goes to Bama, so I'm a diehard
And then Saban
Bama
started
fan.
winning.
I was a Bama fan.
And then Saban started winning, so now he has,
we couldn't win
so
3
now he has
games.
maroon shirts.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, see, I'm a Saban fan. I can't say that I like Roll Tide football so much. I just like Nick Saban. I like that guy.
Wait, you like him even when he was with the Miami Dolphins?
I liked him with the Dolphins. I liked him with the LSU Tigers. Yes.
Well, he won with the Tigers at least. And I feel bad for the Dolphins because they thought they were getting
the
next best thing since sliced bread, and he couldn't. God,
Too
poor
much.
guy.
2 months.
Poor guy.
Well, I thought the same thing was going to happen to Pete Carroll when he went to Seattle,
but
Pete Carroll sucks a little more than Saban, right? Saban's not pulling the dentures out.
But Pete Carroll
will pull the dentures out in a heartbeat.
Also, to reflect back on a conversation we had earlier, Pete Carroll was put into a system that was ready for success.
Yeah.
And so he got the accolades.
That sounds just like Kerr in Golden State.
Okay.
Mark put in all the work, built the team, built the system, built the foundation, and then Kerr got all the accolades.
Yeah, I give all the accolades to Curry, so
Curry?
But I understand where you're coming from. Like, from a coach perspective, that makes sense. And Mark,
looking at it now, looks like now that it's definitely Curry because now they're the best team in the NBA.
Are they?
And they got 1 or 2 lots. Like they're not the best team in the NBA.
I'm a Miami,
the best record.
I'm a Miami
early,
Heat
bro.
fan, but every postseason I pull for the Warriors because of Steph Curry.
Yeah, but
he's a good dude.
But the Warriors also had like a 7-game homestand against all teams under 500, so they got 7 wins. Like they've had a
NBA
very easy out the gate record compared to other teams. So they've got one of the easiest records out the gate. So yes, I give them their. But again, you got to win games, right?
What was that?
Yeah.
Your phone's about to die. Bro, did we just get to your
Yes.
phone's about to die?
We have you on Bluetooth, and my phone's about to die. What a
We just heard
Can
the
we
shit
plug it
show.
up? Do we have
Of
a
course.
charger?
Yeah, we can plug it up. I can toss
I can
it to
call
you.
him back on my phone.
Kaya, do you think you got an
I
iPhone
wonder
charger
if you
floating
can
around?
plug
Who's
back
on the-
in.
I got
I know
iPhone.
That was hilarious
I
I know
because
the LSU
that's on the
football team is about to die.
about
wonder if you
to.
can plug
Hold
this
on,
back
BB. About to die or they died already?
The LSU football team is not about to die.
They already
We're
dead.
still one of the
Bro, they dead.
top recruiting
I don't
classes. We only lost one 4-star receiver who left and went to Bama.
Dead.
So we're good.
I don't think you
Oh,
guys
man.
can beat Vanderbilt right now, sir.
Oh, get off my! But we barely pulled this shit out this weekend. So I'm gonna say get off my balls, but then I'm gonna say there's a part of it that's kind of right now that I can't say shit about it.
Dang, the Warriors are 15-2 in the Pacific, huh? That's
Yeah, the
it.
Warriors.
tried to
The Warriors are
tell Cody
rolling.
that.
No, you ain't telling me nothing I don't know.
Look,
So that's one
Cody-
thing I like about
Cody's
Brandon. Is we
loyal.
can go sport to sport. He does know a little bit about them each, and I will still give him the same shit regardless of the sport.
Because
So-
all your teams right now are trash.
That's not true.
Name one.
The Lakers.
Did you
That's
just
not my
That's
team.
right.
did you just
That's
sign up to be a
that's
Lakers fan? Because
I've been a LeBron fan since he was in high school. I
Plug
followed
your
him his
phone
whole
up.
career, but I'm never gonna
Plug your
be.
phone up.
Oh yeah, plug my phone in. I'm never gonna be a Laker fan. I'm never gonna rock a Laker jersey and
Oh,
root
man.
for purple and gold.
we
Type
got to
shit.
start putting when we do this live. We definitely because we've got a couple cameras. One has to be on Mark because his reactions
Yeah.
are priceless.
Plug the shit in, please.
Like you can't hear
I
me in the
do,
background. Like,
I know I encourage Cody, but I do like a little anonymity just in case.
oh man,
I got it.
yeah,
I
but
got
you're
it.
the
We're
guy, so
charging.
you can go back and forth in camera. Like if you don't want people to see you, they can't see you.
Yeah.
But your facial reactions to some of his stuff it's just priceless. That's usually why I'm giggling in the background when nothing's funny. Because the faces he's giving you are just...
Well, and I got my head down. I'm looking everywhere else but at Mark.
Okay, Ray Charles.
So I know, right? So what's up, man? What else you got going on in your world? I ain't talked to you in a while. I know you down in
Yeah.
Florida. You're on vacay with your girl. You're enjoying your time.
sir.
You're about to get back on the grind. What's new in your world?
Yeah.
What else you want to shoot
Well,
the shit about?
You know, I actually have been wondering a couple things about some things I've been noticing in the world.
Mm,
And
Wondering a couple things about some things. Let's hear
go.
it.
Let's get real.
Like I said, I know everything about nothing, nothing about everything. You got to remember that. My curiosity is if you guys had a chance to build a vice president and a president, yes, I'm going political,
Ooh.
from the last 20 years, and it could be a Democrat and a Republican, or it could be, 30 years.
30
Who would
years.
your president and your vice president be? And it could be from either side.
Mm.
But
30
they
years
had
puts
to
us
have
at
been.
92.
I already know who my vice president would
1992.
be. I 100% already know who my vice
Dan
president would
Quell.
be. No.
Who's your vice?
Mark like that one.
My vice president would be Ben Carson.
Bro,
Okay.
if you
Dr.
don't
Ben Carson.
get the fuck out of here with
But you
old
gotta-
sleepy
you gotta
ass
choose
Carson.
from previous-
Yeah,
You can only choose
Listen.
from previous presidents and vice presidents.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, Mike.
got you.
Listen to the instructions,
Yeah.
Mike. Come on, man.
So of all
I
the
thought
vice
he was saying we
presidents
could
and
build it
presidents of the
however
last
we
30
wanted.
years,
From
going
30
back to 92, so going back to the original Bush.
Does that,
and
does that count?
he picked 30 years on purpose because he
Yes.
said 20 at first, and he corrected
said, "Oh, no,
himself.
no."
So 30 is important. He's pointing
Yes,
you to
it is.
somebody
Hey.
back past
Yes.
20 years.
I mean, I don't
man.
have as much of a prayer. Like I went in the service in early 2000s, so from that point on,
All right,
my
here we
whole
go.
perspective on voting for that upper echelon of shit changed after Iraq, where it was kind of that mental like, who gives a shit? Because regardless of who's there, and if they tell me I got to go, I got to go.
Mm.
So it was one of those like,
Come on, get out.
like so I don't, yeah. I like, you know what? I went,
Powerhouse. I already got my powerhouse.
So
I got mine too.
I got mine.
Cody's about to say what
FDR.
I'm
My
thinking.
my powerhouse is FDR and Eisenhower.
30,
way
30 years.
past 30
Mike.
years,
No,
bro.
it's not. 73.
Dude, we're in
30 years.
2022. What are
Oh,
you talking?
fuck.
21.
Wait,
That's
when-
why I said you need to go back to
Damn.
92, 91, the first
Come
Bush.
on. All right, then if
That's
we're
why I
going
said
back-
Dan Quell.
I think Cody and I are thinking the same surprising thing.
Damn.
Starts with the B, ends with the Clinton.
Yes, exactly. I was gonna throw Bill, but I was trying to figure out how to put Bill.
Rockefeller.
I was trying to figure out how to put Bill in the VP so he can do all the dirty shit he wants to do without being impeached.
That's right.
So I want Bill to be my VP so we can smoke and shoot the shit and fuck off in the White House.
I got mine.
And then I guess president.
Okay,
I got my two.
Yeah, let's hear you because obviously you asked the question for a reason, right?
I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
Send it.
My president of the U.S. of A. would be Bill Clinton, and my vice president would be BJP.
Really?
Those would, yes, because that means there's going to be a whole lot of bitches in the White House.
Hey, which era? So in the 30 years,
Bro,
at what point
like
are they in the presidency? Right now or in the 90s?
Hold on,
because if it's the 90s, it's a shit show. Like they holding shit down.
This is like a Dave Chappelle.
There's no
when
cancel
Dave Chappelle's
culture. Yes.
When Dave's the president, I got 40 nations ready to roll, son. I would keep Cheney in there somewhere because that dude's got connections out the wazoo. I don't know if you saw his documentary. Dick Cheney's got connections, but he's not.
He
the
was
face.
running shit.
So maybe like a Clinton Cheney.
You have him as your vice?
I would keep him as vice because he's not a presidential wants to be in the front.
But he was the president. That's the thing. It wasn't that he didn't want to. He had already missed his opportunity, right? He had passed on. He didn't want to be there.
He did not want to be there.
It was Bush's time. He wanted to be there.
Bro, go watch
he
his
ran
documentary.
shit. I've watched it.
Dick Cheney is the puppet master.
That's why exactly.
I think he's quote unquote the puppet master.
He couldn't be president. So of course he went he said, I'll be your vice president as long as I can run all this shit.
That's just inherent.
Yeah, Dick Cheney's the Manchurian candidate.
But George Bush was great though. I like the comedy. Yeah. You get on that horse, you got to ride it. Maybe I'm quoting too many Dave Chappelle. Oh, man.
Nah, I like that, though. I like that matchup. Bill and
Trump
would be a shit show. Yeah, that would have been
lovely. It would be amazing.
But you know Trump would never be the VP. It'd have to be flip-flop. It would have to be Trump.
It would.
Right.
But he would have to be the president, and Clinton would have to be the VP, like almost like a Cheney thing, pulling the strings behind the scenes.
But that's why you make Clinton the POTUS, because it's going to cause strife. Mm-hmm. And you can just know that when DJT gets on the television screen, he's going to light a fire. And ain't nobody going to be able to put that
I would love a good bipartisan ticket like that. Like
it would be amazing.
Yeah. Instead of voting for president, just vote for the top Dem and the top Republican, and the two of them fight it out for president.
Oh, you mean
the
like
loser
how
gets
we used
VP?
To do it back in the day when the second runner-up was the vice president.
Mm-hmm.
I could
let him have it.
Why not?
Or let them just do Spartacus style.
That's what I said. Let them fight it out. Man.
Oh man.
Hey, once we get to Mars and there's no rules, can we send people up there to fight shit out and the winner comes back?
There will be rules.
Whoever makes it back gets the job.
With Elon Musk, there's going to be rules. For sure. All right, what's the next one? What's the
I ain't gonna lie, Brandon. That was so left field. Not one time that I think you were gonna throw some shit out like
Let's go. Next hot topic question. Hit it.
All right. Always wanted to know. I asked everybody this.
Uh-oh.
This is music. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Michael.
I'm in. Right, I'm going to get right in the first of this. Prince all day long.
Oh shoot!
I go Prince too for the guitar.
Just the most amazing pure musician who ever graced the planet.
Wow!
I'm going Prince too.
I'm Michael. Yeah. I've got more Prince records for my record player, but I'm going Michael because I think he was an entertainer both on and off the stage.
I can't support pedophilia, so I'm
bro, allegedly, golly, we jumped down a rabbit hole.
I'm with you, and I appreciate your concern for those type of people in the world, and they all need some love and guidance.
Oh, here we go.
But I'm going to go ahead and stick with
Prince.
He
was never convicted of anything.
Morals alone. That's because he died.
Cody just said everybody was thinking.
Dude.
He wasn't convicted because he died. He's hiding out on his private island somewhere because he was about to go down.
Conviction card. We got a lot of people in the media we can pull back up to resurrection.
Yes.
We can resurrect a lot of people if that's the card we're playing. I'm Mike. All right, I'll be the one and only. I MJ all day. Great music, great performer.
So that's 3 Prince and 1 MJ?
But here's the thing, though. The reason I stand behind MJ, regardless of his personal choices, he changed the industry. The industry was already changed when Prince came in and Prince put his name on it. Michael changed the industry.
More than once.
Okay, you're right.
This is true.
For both,
Yeah. I'm saying, like Michael.
Prince came in and did his thing and definitely is will go down forever. Like our grandkids will talk about it because we keep playing it. But MJ, he changed the industry, and you're right. I think he changed it twice. He changed it for the black community, and then he changed it for the mixed whatever you want to be.
You know how athletes always talk about wanting to go out on a high, go out on a win?
Yeah. Yes.
Prince went out high.
He did. Absolutely.
Brandon got that one.
Well, Michael went out high. He was dope.
Yeah, that's right. Michael went out high too.
Well, technically, they both did.
Yeah.
They both went out in a blaze of glory.
These are great. I love controversial questions. Next.
What
Mark hasn't cut us off yet, so we're still good.
Yeah, we haven't crossed any censorship.
Come on, man.
That's all you worked up?
I'll
give you that. Hey, that's a good 20-minute slot. I'll give you that.
What can we ask him that's controversial?
Are you going to the game this year?
I am. Okay, this is getting ready to really get controversial now.
Uh-oh.
I will not be in attendance if I have to get the jab.
Oh, I hear you.
Oh, okay.
Not even on the exterior.
Yeah, I'm not.
I got
not
you.
even gonna. I don't even want to. Technically, I really don't even want to take a test to go.
I was about to say, what if they just, because like here in Colorado, most arenas are either vaccination or like a 3-day test. If they offered the test,
I will do. If I can spit in a cup, yes, absolutely.
Interesting. Well, you know what? I'll tell you this: we missed a recent high-profile concert because we didn't want to get the vaccine. I was going to get the test, but they didn't offer the results in time, so we just resold our tickets. Yeah, I'm with you. I'll get the test every day if you want me to.
But yeah, I might
so
be
thinking this will be the
chain of
first one.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long streak to break.
Yeah.
Dibs.
Yeah,
Dibs.
but
I got dibs on his tickets. Dibs on his tickets. I'll take the whole crew.
I'm still gonna be in LA though.
Well, that's what. So I feel. So you're still going to do the extracurricular stuff.
That's right.
But
yeah.
You're just not going to go within the perimeter of the stadium.
Yeah, because I have so much family out there. Even if every event is show your card or you can't come in, I'll just go hang out and drink with my family.
Nice.
So, but that's controversial because that's something that I've had to really think about. Over time these last few months, and I do feel like it's coming.
Yeah.
Because like Pittsburgh played there last night against the Chargers. That shit show Ben Roethlisberger. We won't get into that. So, but anyway, he should have retired when Clinton was the president. But
he was in middle school.
Well, he should have. Yeah, he should have.
He's saying he should have never started football.
But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking towards. Maybe they don't make the changes, but I know that last night, any fan that was in attendance last night had to show proof of vaccination or take a test.
That's crazy.
Well, do you think they end up moving it? So, I mean, obviously,
like with MLB.
The All-Star just moved. Do you think they end up moving it somewhere with less restrictions in order to accommodate the fans?
Okay, they won't do it because the Super Bowl is bigger than everything except the World Cup.
But they can bring the Super Bowl back to LA, and they can still give that money back to LA in a year. They can swap it with whoever's got the bowl for next year or the year after that. Maybe it's a little more relaxed.
It's too tough because
there's a lot of shit pre-planned.
They start building the infrastructure for Super Bowl cities.
Months.
I think it's 9.5 months before the game.
Yeah.
So
they're already in a place like LA is not going to have a problem if there's fans that say they don't want to comply. Then they'll easily refill those seats.
Oh, yeah.
With all the celebrities will be there.
Yeah.
All the celebrities are going to be at this game. I imagine this ticket's going to be.
So you better off being on the outskirts anyway. That's
absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's LA and God forbid Tom Brady gets in there or something like that.
Don't start your shit. Don't start your shit. Hey, what was the ticket price last year?
I think they maxed out at around like 71.
Yeah.
To get in the door, right?
Yeah. No. 71 was a decent seat. I think a get-in was 58. 58.
Holy smokes.
So you got to think with LA, and if they get a hot team, obviously Tampa being in Tampa, that was a hot local ticket. But in LA, if you get a hot team, they'll probably, because of the ease of transportation to LA, they'll probably be looking at that 7 to 10K.
Well, if you also get the home team, if the Rams make it to the Super Bowl,
bro, are you on fucking crack?
You don't think they're going to make
If
it?
it's the Rams or the Cowboys, it'll be a 20.
You don't think they are, or you think they will?
Hell no.
The Rams they're doing what the Lakers and the Patriots always do. They just buy players.
The Rams' relevancy came from Goodell and the non-pass interference call on the Saints to get them to the Super Bowl to lose to Brady, so Breeze didn't take a ring from Brady.
Yeah, but now they're dumping in hundreds of millions of dollars in players.
The Rams will forever be on the bottom of the fucking barrel list for me when it comes to NFL after that shit.
I'm not saying
they
they're
can
not. I'm saying who's going to make it.
Not the Rams.
Don't get mad at him.
Oh, I'm still mad about that.
Yeah, he's upset.
He's mad.
Let's go. Let's go. I didn't talk about that game for almost a year.
I think the Rams will be there.
Fuck the Rams.
I'm not saying they deserve it. I'm saying from a monetary marketing perspective.
They want them there, and I think because Brady made it, because every year before that there had never been a team, and we always felt like the year with Bountygate and all that shit was solely because we had one of the best teams in the NFL, and the Super Bowl was in New Orleans that year. And a lot of people in the realm of New Orleans or Saints fans felt like they did that shit on purpose to keep us from playing in the dome for a Super Bowl. Because trust me, I don't care how many tickets you allocate, nobody extra was getting in to the dome if the Saints were in the Super Bowl, brother.
Right.
Ain't nobody getting in that thing. So they kept us out. And so, yeah, now that Brady did it, though, and now they can say it's whatever, right? Like, oh, whatever. It's already been done. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not. It doesn't hold the same clout where they have to do it. So now it would be a little easier. But before it happened last year, I would say no. There's no chance. Now, who knows? They might start making it a thing. Every couple of years, you get the home city because they saw how good they did with Brady and they're in Tampa. Because remember, at the end of the day, the NFL is a business. So if they looked at that and they made an extra 30% on one Super Bowl compared to all the others because the home team was there, well, fuck, why would you not keep putting home teams in there?
Yeah.
And they needed the home team to be there because there was limited seating because of COVID.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So you needed local, non-traveling fans.
There was literally only 13,000 of us in there.
Jeez.
Crazy.
Well, if you don't get to go this year, you can always do your layover here in Colorado. We can just have a ball.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get there, and I've made this solemn promise to my friend Mr. Cody Vice that I'm really gonna get there. I'm really gonna put the effort in.
Come on.
And I've only made one Super Bowl that I met with him, which was in New Orleans, and I've also told him like the last 3 days, oh yeah, I'll meet you there. I'll be there, and I have not gone there. So I also owe you. So we'll figure it out.
So you might need to come on out to LA.
No, we don't belong in LA.
Who's got it next year?
Cody and I do not belong in LA.
Yeah, no.
We cannot survive.
Who's got it next year?
My goodness, that's a good question. I think it's actually New Orleans or Arizona.
New Orleans usually gets like every 4 to 5 years, minimum once every 6.
So it's about time.
Let's see. I'm gonna look it up right now
because they just did two in Florida. They did Tampa.
Miami gets it a lot. Goes back and forth. Tampa got it just because of Brady.
It's going to be New Orleans, I believe.
So Mike's looking it up right now.
Cardinals.
Oh, see, even better. In a dome.
Cardinals. They typically, if it's not going to be in the South where the weather's a little bit better, it's going to be in a dome.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
it looks like
there's always next year.
But there's always
as the Cowboys like to say, there's always next year.
Oh, my.
Well, I just know this. The Rams can't actually make it, but if they got to go to Lambeau in the playoffs, can't none of them prima donnas play football in the cold.
It's a wrap. Stafford's used to cold. He's from Detroit.
Yes, but
not
they
originally.
have a dome.
I just mean as a team. They have a dome, but he lived there. He knows what cold is.
Yeah, but it's different throwing the ball in it when you're playing against Aaron Rodgers.
True. Aaron Rodgers ain't giving him a ring, bro. You crazy. Aaron Rodgers will hand the ball off to the linebacker and let him score before he gives the Packers a ring on his way out. Aaron Rodgers will middle finger the ownership in the suite as he walks to the tunnel and says, fuck you, I'm out, before he gives him a ring.
He wants the ring for him, though.
No.
He won't deliver that.
He can't give them that.
No, he won't give them that.
Hell no.
He'll take the MVP.
Hey, watch him catch. Hey, mark my words, y'all. Track this shit and record it. Screenshot what I'm saying. Aaron Rodgers catches COVID in the playoffs.
Oh, hell. I think he takes
Aaron
MVP.
Rodgers ends up with COVID, quote unquote COVID, and does not play in the playoffs.
You can't get it twice. He already got it. He's already got it. He can't get it. V, thanks for coming on, man. It's been a blast.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all very much.
Hell yeah, man.
Enjoy
We need to get him back on just a bull crap.
Oh yeah, anytime.
I think you just met the third host of HF.
Yeah, he interacts very well with us. Like he matches our craziness,
and he can catch it on the fly. Like he's
and he can hide in the bathroom from his
and good acoustics.
He can hide in the bathroom for 30 minutes.
So anytime you want to come out, or the next time you feel like you can get to Colorado, that's when we'll throw you on in person.
Yes,
man, I'm gonna do that, man. I really have. Like Cody, I promise you, I'm gonna get out there too. I promise.
Come and get it. We're gonna holidays around the corner.
I'm gonna get Cody to send you some Copper Sky bourbon so you can substitute that Maker's Mark.
Please, I will make a tutorial and show America how to drink it.
Just please don't do it in the bathroom.
No, please do.
We don't need any more like memes like he's laying on the bed all naked.
Do it.
Oh,
well,
man.
I gotta have my bath bomb and my whiskey.
All right, brother. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good one.
Love you, B. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Well, that is good. I really wanted him on a few weeks ago. And we were hyping, and it was right in the, like I said, in the heart, like the cheese just really stinking up every game. I think, but I know his personality. I know how you're. I knew he was going to be right in line with us.
I like how he threw us questions. I like that.
So that'll be good. We'll catch up with him again on another one.
For sure.
I don't know if you got anything else, man. I feel like we've given the guys. I feel like we need to cut it back.
We should, because this was supposed to be a short episode, but how you and I, in true fashion, we can talk for days.
It just goes.
And Mark's like, I have things to do.
And we literally talked about like 2 things.
Actual jobs.
Yeah, well, let's do it. We appreciate it. Again, like, share, comment.
Yes, please.
Anything and everything on all platforms, please check us out.
Watch the whole episode.
Yeah, watch a little more than 8 minutes.
At least scroll to the end. Come on, guys, give us some love. We're trying to build up our platform here so we can get some sponsors for you guys.
And we'll keep up and get a little bit more out there for you.
Yeah, shout out to all our sponsors: Triple J Armory, Fox Hill Club, High Country Bank. We love you guys.
Hefes!
Hey, Hefes are still unofficial sponsor. We have all of our
Hefes.
Give the point right there in the camera.
I'm gonna give them all.
We love you guys.
Hefes. All right, yep. You guys enjoy. We'll see you on the next one.
Cheers. Yeah.